one last thing, and I'm going to let you go.
All right.
So, if you were in their position, the animal's position, would you want to hear someone approach things the way that you are, or would you want them to stop and think about, them and what you go through on a daily basis?
Well, if I were an animal, sure, I would rather people protect me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, sure. What do you need?
Hey, I'm doing interviews on YouTube. Do you mind being on YouTube Live? Okay. Would you step?
Do you want it?
Oh, no. I can do it off camera if you want to stay off camera. Oh, you want? Will you?
I have nothing to hide.
Okay. Well, here, step on a little bit more.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Right
I see.
there.
Okay,
Okay.
sure.
So my name's Rebecca. What's your name?
Craig.
Craig. Nice to meet you. And
Fancy.
Fancy. Oh, I love your name. It's beautiful. It's fancy. So I'm doing a kind of like a social experiment, asking people about oppression and exploitation. What do you think about the more powerful or stronger type of individuals oppressing or exploiting weaker or powerless individuals?
I think it's in some ways unavoidable and also to be avoided.
Okay.
And I think it's deplorable. And I do what I can to empower the people who don't have power.
Yeah, we try and make society better for everyone.
For
and
everybody.
Be peaceful, everybody. So
Yeah.
do you think that applies to the animals that are raised for our food in slaughterhouses or for other products or science, different things like that? Are we
I
oppressing
think
them?
there's two categories there. I think animals raised for food is appropriate for a culture. Yeah, I do. Actually, I'm okay with animals being used for experiments, or I would say research rather than experiments, to discover ways to improve the health of our society. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Especially, I would say, like, I don't mourn for the millions of mice that are raised specifically for that purpose and then do lose their lives. It's unfortunate, but it's for me personally, it doesn't offend me.
Okay.
Let's just put it that way.
I would be offended if I knew those animals that are being used for research were not well cared for and fed and appropriately cared for. And as far as slaughtering animals, I'm really I think people don't understand that if a cow feels terror going into a slaughter, its blood is going to affect its meat. The fear and whatever else is triggering the animal is going to be in the meat, and that's what we eat.
Yeah.
And so I think those methods of getting food for people are really have to be regulated and morally, useful. Is there a better way to say that? Or not at all.
Yeah. So
No meat at all, but you're not gonna. I don't want to be one of the powerful governing people not to eat what they choose, but I think all that needs to be, considered.
So, okay, do you know that animals, other than human animals, because we're animals too, they are sentient beings, so they feel happiness, they feel joy, pain, they have languages of their own, social systems of their own, and they look forward to things, even if it's like, oh, I'm just going to walk across the field and sit in this sunny patch today, because they have different goals. Even though they have different goals, doesn't mean that they are less than our goals, right? Just because we are a more intelligent, more powerful species than they are. So essentially, you may as well be putting your dog or cat into a slaughterhouse or into that science experiment, which that's even questionable because a lot of those scientific methods are obsolete. And if there was the money that is put into science research using animals was put into not using animals, we could probably make even greater strides. There's been research that shows that we aren't really making much progress using the animals. It's a lot of torture and life of pain for them. So knowing that animals are sentient, just like you and me, do you still think it's okay
I don't
to
think they're
use
like
them?
you and me. I think they are sentient on a certain level. I don't think they're
Okay.
like you and me. That's my opinion.
Okay.
Well, it's not just
Does
my
it
opinion.
matter?
I actually think that there's probably evidence to that. That
Okay.
they may, certainly have feelings on a very, very broad level. But I don't think they're like you and me. I think that is a misrepresentation.
Well, yeah, they aren't like you and me. They aren't
Okay,
going
so
to
they're
the,
not like you and me.
but they feel emotions as we feel
How
emotions.
do you know that?
Because there's been scientific research. There's the Cambridge and the New York Declaration of Consciousness that's been
Let me
the
ask
past.
you a question. What is your alternative to this? How do we feed our
Oh, it's very
subculture, our
it's-
society?
It's very simple.
It
Go
is?
vegan.
Go vegan.
Go vegan.
That's not so simple. I'm sorry.
It is
It's
when-
not simple. It's not. I've tried it.
Really?
By the way, I don't eat red meat, so I'm not a meat eater in any way.
Oh, but do you eat chicken and fish?
I do
and
eat
seafood?
chicken and fish. Yeah.
So you are a meat eater in a way.
Okay. All right. I don't eat red meat.
Yeah.
That is correct. I think that you're naive if you think that's going vegan for an entire culture is easy. I don't think
I didn't
that's
say
true.
it was easy.
Well,
I
yes,
just
you did. You said simple. You
well,
did use that word.
you know what? When you have an open mind
Yeah.
and
I have a very open mind. You don't think so? Maybe I don't agree with you, but that doesn't mean I have a closed mind.
okay. Well, I beg to differ. I believe
That's
that
okay.
as a culture, especially in Portland, we have many vegan restaurants. We have all kinds
Well,
of
you can't
vegan.
afford to go to a restaurant.
There's beans and rice and some vegetables are the cheapest foods to eat, and it's also better for the planet because 80% of the land is used to raise cattle, to feed the cattle before they're even slaughtered, and that's even before we grow vegetables for us
Here's
to eat.
what I think a solution is
Okay.
to this, and it's not an issue that I ignore. I think it is a real issue. It's terrible having animals slaughtered, the cost to the environment. There is a movement toward growing meat in a lab using.
Yeah.
I'm in favor
Yeah,
of that
me too.
in a huge way.
Yeah.
However, from what I've read, we are so far away from that happening. But I would support that as an
Yeah.
alternative to killing animals for sure.
Yeah, me too.
I grew up in California, and I've driven many times past those horrible holding pens that you can smell from 20 miles away.
Yeah.
And they're horrible.
Yeah.
I'm not in favor of that, but I do think there are realities, economic, social, and scientific to just saying in a broad way, okay, let's go vegan. I just
Well,
don't
you
think
asked
that's,
me. You asked
that's
me
a
how.
good solution.
You asked me what the solution would be, and it is to at least go plant-based. At least stop. Could you put yourself in the animal's place for 1 minute?
I love animals, but I
But
can't.
how can
No.
you
How could I?
can you love them and eat them and use them the way that you
Yes,
do?
yes.
I don't think that you can. I
You
think
know-
that's hypocritical.
We went out this summer. We went down coast and we went on the Rogue River, Wild and Scenic River. Well, there's people there who are fishing in that river, and they eat the fish.
Watch out, we're on camera.
I don't have a problem with
these
that.
are
I'm sorry. I think it may be unfortunate that the fish. I'm not a fisherman, and I always laugh like, the duplicity of, here's some little tidbit. Oh, it's got a hook in it, and pulls the fish out of the water. That's too bad. but the guy has a family to feed, and that's how he does it. That guy fishing is not going to go vegan on you. He's just not.
Well, I don't know everybody's particular story.
Well, neither
I'm not
do I.
asking people that, if they don't go to grocery stores, if that's not their way of life, they live out, a ways from cities, or they're indigenous. I mean, I'm not asking people to lose their cultures if that's their only way to exist. But if you have a choice of causing more harm and suffering versus not, why would you continue to cause suffering? Because even that fish, can you imagine? It would be like one of us being dragged. You're laughing at me.
I'm laughing because I can't imagine what a fish is like. One.
But no. Wait. Let me
Okay,
finish.
sorry.
How about if you got pulled down into the water? Did you ever almost drown?
Several times.
So how does it feel?
It's not good.
It's probably
okay?
terrifying, right?
Yeah.
So that fish is taken out of its environment, and fish feel pain as well. They do have pain receptors.
But what are you going to feed all the animals? The animals are on a food chain. They eat each other. What are you going to do? What's your solution there?
Which animals?
The animals eat
Wild
other
animals.
They
Wild
eat other
animals.
on the food chain.
Well, they do their own thing. They don't have money. They don't have
Right.
grocery stores. So why would I want to control them?
No,
I don't want to
know,
control them.
But
You're saying that's the natural order of things. I think that in some ways that eating animals is also the order of things. I do in terms of our biological
if
imperatives.
we're at the top of the food chain, it kind of works.
But is it right when we have a higher way of thinking than animals do?
We are more
so
kind.
we're continuously evolving as a society, right? Do you want a violent society, or do you want a non-violent society? Because what we're doing right now to animals is normalized violence. And when people become numb, even the people that work with killing animals daily, that does something to your mindset. A lot of people that get those jobs can't get jobs anywhere else.
Yeah.
And so we're also concerned about the people working in those environments.
Yeah.
We are, I'm totally concerned about the animals first, I'm not going to lie. But, there's also how it affects the people in society.
I'm sure that's huge.
So-
Yeah.
I'm from a philosophical standpoint, I totally respect what you're saying and agree with a lot of it. From a practical standpoint, I think, as you said, we're evolving as a society.
Yeah.
I hope that we do evolve away from this, system that's set up.
How can you be a part of that?
I have no problem with it because I recognize that whatever I do and the cost of it and the hassle of it, I have other priorities in my life. This is not the thing that I'm going to sacrifice so many other aspects of my life because of it. I'm in favor, as I said, I think growing meat, hydroponic farming, all of that is really important,
Yeah.
and I support
I agree.
those kind of that kind of research. That's just not my main issue in life.
So why won't you give up eating meat besides
I did. Well, okay. Besides what?
protein, besides like you
Besides
said
beef.
dietary issues?
Yeah.
Well, is there another reason why you would never give up eating or using animals? Is that the only thing you think? Because there's other ways you can get
I like
protein.
It. I like chicken.
There
Just
is
like the
an
way it
ease.
tastes.
There is an ease in it, and the
And we know
ease
how to
and
eat.
and
We
and,
know
and
how
I
to
don't
do it.
and the pleasure that is involved in eating chicken and fish, which is all I eat. Not all. I also many times have just salad or something
Yeah.
like that.
So it's a sensory pleasure. Your senses are used to it. You've
My body
Yeah.
is used to it, not just my senses. I think
Okay.
my body would be difficult, like Fancy said, to get enough protein. I think I know there are other ways. The attention to that is more than I want to give it at this point in my life.
So,
Yeah.
okay, at this point, I'm going to just say one thing. You both have been awesome.
Terrible to you?
No.
Okay.
You know what? It's good to, that we can actually have a conversation.
Yeah.
And just be able to do this.
And I said, I do
So,
respect your perspective on it. It's beautiful.
I just want you to respect the animals.
Okay.
So one last thing, and I'm going to let you go.
All right.
So if you were in their position, the animal's position, would you want to hear someone approach things the way that you are? Or would you want them to stop and think about, them and what you go through on a daily basis?
Well, if I were an animal, sure, I would rather people protect me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just kind of consider that. If you want to empathize and make society more nonviolent, it starts with each and every one of us, one person at a time. We know that's how things start and work.
Mm-hmm.
So,
I keep thinking about an old yoga teacher that I saw interviewed, and a tape of him doing a yoga class, and there was some really unsavory character that had approached him and was out of his life, and he said he's coming back as a cockroach. Well, so that makes me think cockroaches, they're not part of this. They're okay to be eaten, or they're here for punishment because they're just crawling
in
around.
Another life. Yeah.
Anyway,
I have no idea.
yeah.
I mean,
We don't know.
There's,
But I thought it was interesting, and it just came to mind
Yeah.
while you were talking. I
Yeah.
mean, they are at the bottom, one of the bottom
I think
feeders.
the purpose of cockroaches are to freak out your sister.
oh
Yeah.
my goodness.
Sorry. Let's end it on that.
All right. So we're anti-animal use advocacy. We're on YouTube and we have Facebook and stuff. But this site has some different nutrition links, nutritionfacts.org. So they have free mentors. Dr. Geiger's on there. You may have heard of him.
Yeah.
But by going more plant-based, you can add 10 years onto your life. So
We do a lot of plants.
Yeah,
We
I
eat a
mean,
lot of plants.
yeah.
We do.
We do.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do you want the card?
Sure, but right now I'm going to
Although,
go get some fish for dinner.
Dr. Bolsewitz, Will Bolsewitz,
You
you
didn't
know
like
him?
I don't know what to say. You're trying to
Hearty
give me an
appetite. Hearty appetite. Okay. What's your name again?
My name's Rebecca, and
Rebecca.
you know what?
Right.
I am so full without eating animals and animal products. I don't need
Yeah.
it, and I feel better. My colon doesn't have all kinds of nastiness and all that. and
Yeah.
I'm gonna probably live 10 years longer than you are right now.
We
So
would
we'll see.
need to retrain.
I hope so.
I'm not willing to totally retrain, but I'm in the process. I follow Will
Yeah.
Bolsewitz. He just put out his third book about plant protein and plants, eating plants, and I do use a lot of his recipes, and it's an
appreciate that.
evolution
Yeah.
of thinking and eating, and it's different. We grew up eating meat, and we're in our 70s, so
Yeah, no, I did
yeah,
too.
we've been,
you know,
and we don't want
Yeah.
to. I don't want to totally. I'm overwhelmed already with life, and I'm retraining my mind totally to just jump into total plant-based. It's got to be gradual. Yeah.
If you can, say
We'll check
that you're
you
gonna
out.
try, and
Yeah,
then
we'll check it
I
out.
appreciate you
Yeah,
for
well,
talking to me.
We
Sure.
are.
So
We-
thank you.
We eat a
We eat a lot of plants.
lot of plant-based
Yeah.
foods,
We do.
but
we
we
eat
also
pretty
eat
clean.
animal protein.
Yeah.
Well, if you have, family, children or grandchildren or different people, think about them, that the type of world that you want to leave them with.
My
Because that will
daughter
extend to...
doesn't eat. It's funny. She doesn't eat red meat from a philosophical standpoint, but she doesn't have a problem with chicken and fish. I don't know.
That's inconsistent.
I got to bring her by
yeah,
here and let you,
have her
you
come
talk to
by.
her.
I'd love to talk to
All
her.
right, Rebecca, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Good
Have a
luck
good
in
one.
your,
Good
Thank you.
all your efforts, okay?
Nice to meet you.
Bye-bye.
Have a good
Bye-bye.
day. Go vegan.